All right. Welcome to the special edition of the Session Podcast. And I'm your master of ceremonies for this evening, Jonathan Coleman. And tonight, the guests are W.R. Franklin and Lisa Y. Sparrow, two incredible authors and with an amazing story to tell. And they also tell their amazing stories in books as well. And we'll be pushing those amazing books tonight. And because y'all buying some books tonight. We're not just going to sit up here and talk. We're going to buy some books. So if you're in the comments section, whatever you got, we're going to direct you straight to Amazon and you're going to start buying some stuff. So that's how we doing it. All right. Enough of me. Let me go ahead and plug some things too. We'll be doing a lot more episodes of the session these upcoming weeks. We're going to be, packing in shows. We got a lot of amazing guests lined up. So definitely keep coming back here on the Jonathan Coleman Facebook page. You could also, if you're on Twitch, you can check it out on Twitch, twitchtv.com or twitch.tv/The Media Blast. And then on YouTube, on youtube.com/the official Media Blast. So definitely like and subscribe. And, if you're in the comment section, definitely click the love button. Also, some more announcements later. This is my birthday month. So I'm celebrating 43 years of living. So I definitely hit that cash up, support your boy and, just celebrate. But also, regardless of that, celebrate. If you want to advertise on the Session Podcast, if you want your product, service, or brand plugged, definitely hit that cash app too. And we'll definitely shout you out. And you're always welcome to hit me up at info@themediablast.net. All right, enough of me plugging all that because everything's in the ticker. You can just see it at the bottom. Let me go ahead and bring on our guest, W.R. Franklin and Lisa Y. Sparrow. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Doing well. Just doing a show. So, before we get into the the Q&A and the discussions and all that, let everybody know who you are. Everybody should know y'all by now because you've been on all the podcasts, you've been on all the blogs. So they should know. But definitely let everybody know who you guys are and your books.
I am author extraordinaire Lisa Y. Sparrow.
And I'm author W.R. Franklin.
Yes. Definitely. Let's get into the now. W.R. Franklin,
Yes,
we
sir.
have. Well, actually, tell us a little bit. Tell W.R. Franklin. You start. Tell us about your history.
Yeah.
Okay. I was born a poor black child. I'm joking.
You start there.
No, I'm born and raised in Dayton, Ohio, and we now live in Columbus, Ohio. And my book, Urban Contemporary, which is
Look at
there. I wrote that in 95. I got it published in 2000 and never did any publicity for it. And will be 20 until now. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks to this lady right here. And it will be re-released in November for the 25th anniversary.
Oh, yes, definitely. All right. Now, Lisa, it's your turn. We're going to pass the mic to you.
I have a couple of books out, but the one that I love the most is Blindsided and Ambushed. It tells about an 18-month journey that I went on after a childhood friend tried to kill me. So it lots of twists and turns in there. And I'm born and raised right here in Columbus, Ohio. Proud mom, proud grandma to 3. And we are doing our thing over here, right, just writing to our heart's contents.
Oh, yes. Good. Excellent. So we're going to get into urban contemporary. And before we do, I just want to remind everybody, if you're in the comments section, don't be shy. Tell us you're there. Comment, share, like, react. Love button. You can even put the angry face if we say something you don't like. Every reaction counts. Every comment counts. So definitely do that. And we're going to read your comments, read your questions. I know this is short notice, but you guys watch the page anyway. So
Right.
If you're streaming, if you're following, just say something. Let us know you're there. All right, we're going to get into the book.
That's good.
W.R. Franklin, let everybody know about Urban Contemporary, the story, what it's about, and who the general audience for the book is.
Okay, Urban Contemporary is the story of a DJ who lives in Washington, D.C., and to the outside world, it appears he has everything going for him. He has a beautiful wife, a penthouse apartment, luxury car, and a high-paying DJ gig. But in all honesty, he is unhappy with the way things are going, and he meets the woman of his dreams, but it's 5 years after he's been married.
Oh yes. So how would you describe who this book is for? You know, I know that people that like good fiction, good stories, but specifically, who do you think you're targeting? Who you're targeting?
Specifically, I think it has appeal for multiple audiences, because it's a slice of life, and being the age I am now, it's a true slice of life, and I'm starting to find out that a lot of different people are have gone through the things that Chuck goes through. That Chuck DeVille is the main character. Have gone through a lot of things that Chuck is going through. So it speaks to people. It speaks to people on different levels. It talks about self-esteem. It talks about being true to yourself. It talks about sticking up for yourself, and then also love at first sight, or second sight, I guess.
Okay. Now, being that you wrote it back in 95, which, you're much younger, do you look back at the book and say, if I had written this now, this is how I probably would have played it? Because you've had a lot more experiences, a lot more things happen.
Right.
Would you see the character in a different lens now, or is it pretty much this story needs to be told no matter what?
I think, well, it's like, to go with that question, people say, well, do you regret anything? Like you said, do I regret anything because it was back then up to now? The only thing that I regret is using slang, because it was my first book, and I was like, well, I got to stay contemporary. I got to stay, right now. And then 25 years later, I look at some of the slang terms I use and I cringe. But aside from that, I think the story is universal. I think, it transcends time. I think the main issues that were addressed back then can still be addressed now. And this lady told me that, I didn't, like I said, when I got it published, I didn't know what to do. It sat in a shoebox for like a year until I found out how to get self-published. And even then, after I got self-published, I didn't do any promotion. I told people I wrote a book. That was my claim to fame. I said, yeah, I wrote a book, and you can get it on Amazon. And that was it. But after Lisa read it, she said, well, this can be a bestseller now, because she feels like, well, she told me that the story, the way that it's told, is something that women want to hear.
Yes.
You want to explain that part?
Because as women, we usually just have each other to talk to, and it's, girl, this dude, da da da, blah blah, instead of hearing it from a man's point of view. And he talks about his failing marriage and what he was going through, how he was feeling, and that is something that as women we never get to hear about. We never get to hear a man's side of things, to know, oh, they do feel the same way we feel, because typically what we think is once the relationship ends, y'all rolled on, found somebody new, haven't given us a second thought, and treating us like yesterday's news, like we weren't any good. And it's refreshing to be able to see because he writes in a way that you feel like you're there.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes. And I want to add. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, from a man's point of view, a lot of men won't say things that I said in there. And the thing is, I wasn't trying to go for a certain audience or anything. I was just saying, it's more therapeutic for me, because I was in a failing marriage, and I started pouring everything into the book, but I also took poetic license with a lot of it. But the main story is me, but I added different things in. But the thing is, a lot of men would never say the things that I said. We never put that out there because we have egos. Oh, I can't. Nobody can know that I feel this. That I feel like this. Nobody can know that I actually cried about this, that, and the other, or was stressed about it, or just wanted to do the right thing. I'm hard. I got to be hard. I got to be, I got to be the man. I got to be stoic. I can't show any emotion.
Yeah,
I put a lot of emotion in this because I was going through a lot.
Oh yeah, indeed. So for everybody that's listening, everybody watching, definitely get the book. See what he's talking about. Get to know the character, because a lot of men out there who like to read the fiction, you could probably relate. And like what Lisa said about, you think sometimes men just kind of move on, they kind of forgot. Now a lot of times that's kind of like, it's kind of a coping thing. I know with me, when I've done it in the past, it's not that I'm over that person. It's like I'm trying to hurry up, and that's not how you heal. And sometimes we don't know that. We're thinking, oh, well, let me go to the next one so I can get this off my mind. But you're going into another relationship not healed, and you're messing that up. So that's something that I'm not ever, I hope I never have to, I'm not doing that again, because that's a mistake I didn't realize I was doing until later myself, So yeah, you got to heal.
Because, the old saying was the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody.
Else.
Yeah. Right. So but like you said, Jonathan, you have to heal first. Mm-hmm. And healing takes time.
It does.
And I actually heard that statement a lot. Like, oh, you'll be fine. Find you somebody else. And it's like, yeah, but this still hurts. Right. The stuff that I experienced still hurts. So, but yeah, it's just a saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And also I'm glad that now I know they say social media is the death of a lot of stuff, but I feel like in the social media era, a lot of men have been able to air out their grievances the way they couldn't in the past. I think that's one of the good things about social media. You got guys who have podcasts. I know people make fun of them. These guys got these podcasts, but they're airing out their grievances. Yeah. Women had Oprah. Women had all these talk shows. Men didn't have outlets to talk. There was no Oprah for men. Now we got the podcast where men can get on there and say, yo, she cheated on me, or yo, this happened to me. So now people are hearing that. And I also want to give a shout out to people. We're going to get to all the comments because we want to keep the discussion going. I don't want y'all popping off yet, especially if you ain't bought a book. So go to Amazon.com and check out Urban Contemporary, written by W.R. Franklin. I know, don't put in Wayne. I'll put W.R. Franklin so you can get his pen name. Right. I want to give a shout out to Christopher Coleman, Duty Designs. He's a graphic designer, has a lot of amazing graphics. He's also the designer who did my book, my graphic novel, Masterpiece Publishing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's the mastermind behind the graphics of that. So for everybody listening, you need some graphics, you need some logos, some flyers, hit him up. He's very affordable. And if anybody, for the people that saw the ghost named Ray, he's the guy who put the images. I wrote the story. He did the images. Check it out. Also want to shout out James JT Thompson. Sorry to put it. My head's stupid right now. The JT Experience. Lisa, you've been a guest, and W.R. Franklin, we got to get you on very soon. And I also want to give a shout out to the Keisha Allen Barnett. Everybody, thank you for joining the show. If you have any questions, definitely pop them in the comment section. Share it, like it, love it. Nikisha, I believe she was on Lil Terry's show the other day, wasn't she?
She was. She's a good friend of mine.
Okay, great. Yes. Thank you for joining us. And Taliba, shout out to Taliba. She said, hey, she was originally supposed to co-host today, but she's got to get prepared for some stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow's her birthday. So definitely
happy birthday.
Yes. And there you are, Lisa, saying hey to everybody. So we got you. And Taliba says, you look pretty, Miss Lisa. Definitely.
Thank you.
And thank you. Well, you said thank you.
You are pretty.
I'm pretty too.
You are pretty. Yes, you are.
I'm a pretty man.
You
Okay.
are pretty. Yes.
Definitely. So yeah, everybody checking this out. Y'all definitely go get the book, Urban Contemporary by W.R. Franklin. And yeah, we got some more people in the comments section. Oh yes, Rita DeSantis.
Hi, Rita.
Oh yes, good. I'm
Good
glad
friend
you.
of mine.
I have no friends.
Good.
I got no friends.
You have friends.
I'm a man on the.
You know what?
So yeah, and also for the people who have purchased the book, comment as well. So
Yes.
you can, tell everybody your experience. You can rate it, say what you liked about it, because we got to encourage other people to buy this story as well. It's a great story, so we got to spread it out. Everybody has to get involved.
And feel free to ask questions.
Please do.
Yes, definitely ask questions. Hey, just make something up. If it's just to keep it going. Yeah.
What's the t-shirt you got on, Wayne? That was Miles Davis. Hey, yes.
Definitely. Now the women in the book, now are they direct, like are they on the nose, like kind of characters? Like if the women read it themselves, they go, he wrote about me, or that's me. Or they're kind of like Frankensteins of different type of amalgamations, whatever you want to call it, of different women wrapped into one. Or are they just straight up out your mind, fresh new characters?
Okay. Okay. When I wrote it, the character, the female characters were specific people. The one he met after he'd been married for 5 years.
Sorry, that was my phone.
Who was?
Go ahead. I thought I put it on not disturb, but right. I guess I didn't.
I've done it all. I've done it a lot. But no, the two main female characters were actual people, or based on actual people. After a while, the female, I guess you could say the female lead, she went from being one person to, like you said, amalgamation of different people.
Yes.
But she started out as one particular person. And the more I met different people and encountered different people, I kind of meshed their personalities into the Roxanne character.
Okay. Is there any characters that you really enjoyed writing about other than the main character? Was there anybody I did?
I did like write. Well, like I said, it was therapeutic for me. So I did like writing the Chuck character. I actually liked writing his wife because a lot of it I didn't really have to do take a lot of poetic license for the things that I went through and things that I experienced. I mean, I embellished a little bit, but a lot of it was like spot on. So I looked at that. That's also therapeutic because I could write what I went through, and then I could write what was done in that relationship. And it all winds up coming out, but it doesn't just come out like she did this to me and she did that to me. That way, you can spread it out. You can say this is what happened and this is what she did and how it made me feel, etc.
Oh yes, definitely. Oh yeah, we're going to get to some more comments, and I also want to say, if you want to advertise on the session, you're definitely welcome to do that by hitting me up at info@themediablast.net. And you can also hit that Cash App too. J. Coleman 1982. We're going ahead and show some love, show some pre-birthday love. Samuel Leon, he said, what's good? Oh yes, Duty Designs laughed at it. Whatever he was laughing at before. And did writing this book give you closure? That's a good question. So that's a
good question.
At the time, yeah, it did, and there's a story I guess I can tell. It's been 25 years. When I was writing the book and I was in that bad marriage, I said, she knew I was writing the book because I was writing it longhand in legal pads. And I said, do you want to read this? She didn't know anything about it, but she said, no, because I'm pretty sure it's about me. So kind of blew my mind. But writing it, I felt a lot better. The story is, I saw a movie. And in this movie, the main character, it was a movie called Sibling Rivalry. And Kirstie Alley's character had an affair. And her husband left after the affair, and she got really depressed. And to get out of her depression, she wrote a book. And I was in the bad marriage and I was depressed. And I said, let me try that. And as I wrote, I started to feel better. Because I'm a creative anyway. I like creating, stories, movies, whatever. And as I wrote it, I did catch myself. I found myself not being as sad all the time because I had something to focus on, something else to focus on. So writing it did make me feel better. Closure, more closure than I had, but it still took years to get all of that out of me. I mean, the book came out and everything, but the wounds and the regret, things like that, I had to continue to work through even after the book came out.
Oh yes. So yeah, writing the book was also like I said, therapeutic as well, because we definitely need that. Oh yeah, Samuel says happy early birthday. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, just drop your comments below, drop your questions, anything you guys want to say, you're definitely welcome to do so. And also, again, the book, Urban Contemporary, it's on Amazon. Definitely go to Amazon.com. W.R. Franklin, Urban Contemporary. Get the book. Get it for the Kindle. Get it for the hardcover. Everything. Yes. Also, shout out your website.
My website is wrfranklinmedia.weebly.com. And that has all my information, stuff that I wrote when I was in school, information about the book, information about the re-release. What else is on there?
Kai, me.
Oh, information about my PR side. And it has links to Lisa's. I'm not giving that link out because I have to fix that. It will have links to Lisa's website and to my son's website. My son is an artist, and I meant to tell you, he really enjoyed your book. He's really big in anime and manga, so he did enjoy your book.
Oh, definitely. That's high praise. Definitely. I'm glad you guys like it. Glad he liked it. For anybody that's checking us out, we got more coming out. You can go to madcloud.com, search Masterpiece Publishing if you want to see what they're talking about. You can also join me on Patreon at patreon.com/Masterpiece Publishing. And we have a lot more stories coming out. We're gonna follow up the Ray story about the killer and her being a ghost and all that. So definitely check that out. And we got some heavy stuff to talk about in the books. So for anybody that's checking out, it's gonna be heavy. I know it's colorful, but this ain't your kid. This ain't for the kids. There's gonna be some stuff.
Right. No. Not a comic book. It's a graphic novel.
Yes. I'm gonna go deep. Some people might need therapy after I write some of the stuff.
Right.
Oh yes. And Lisa, we're going to definitely get to you. I just want to make sure that we definitely get a lot of Mr. Franklin out there.
Of course,
yes. And but we're gonna make a smooth transition over into that though, because last night you were on the EFABU talk show, which airs every Tuesday night at 7:30 on Lil Terry's page and Southside Mike's page. So definitely check that out. If you guys want some just discussions about social issues and relationships and things that's going on in the world right now among people, that's definitely the show to check out. And if you guys want to advertise on that show as well, hit me up at info@themediablast.net, and you can advertise there as well. We'll tell you how to do that. So, Lisa, how was your experience on that show? Because you talked about, it was a lot of relationship talk. What? Just talk about your experience on there.
Last night.
We'll start with last
Yeah.
night. Last night it was great. It was great. A couple of weeks ago when he was on the show, not so great at all. But it got a little dicey in the beginning, but it turned out really good. And they're nuts. They are funny and they are nutcases. They're also younger than me, but they give me my respect. So, I mean, I know I'm not a whole lot older than they are, so I'm more like an auntie or a big sister, but it was great. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nice to be able to talk to younger people to get their perspective on things as well.
Oh, yes. True indeed. True indeed. There's people of all walks of life that check out the EFABU talk show, different age groups, different people of all colors. And I know, like I say, now that we all look young, because I know I'm 43. I got to explain people. Like, yes, I'm turning 43. Yeah, they be like, no, I am. Because I never get those. You look good for your age. It's always a really.
Right.
Yeah, because I was like, you're 43? I thought you were in your 30s.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given you 43.
No, not at all.
I'm 43.
But you do look good for your age, Jay.
Finally, I'm glad somebody gave me that compliment.
Because I never would have thought that.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. 1982. I earned all these ages. I earned all this time. So I'm proud of it.
Wait, get you some of these. It's coming.
Yeah, I need some of that. I got a little bit of strength. Oh yes. I thought I saw somebody. Oh, okay. No, that was the old comment. But yes. Definitely everybody check out the EFABU talk show. And Lisa, she's a recurring panelist, I guess, at this time because she's been on there a few times, So definitely check that out. And I love the information that you give, especially to the young ladies too, because a lot of young ladies, they need that guidance. And and Lisa, it's good that you stray them in that, tell them what, give them some good advice and things like that.
Yeah. I tried because I was hard-headed and young at one time too. And that's the thing about it is, older people have that wisdom and knowledge. And it's my turn now to impart my wisdom and knowledge. So, I take a great honor in that.
Oh, yes. True indeed. Oh, yes. Now, Lisa, about your books, you mostly write nonfiction, correct?
Yes, currently I do. I have a children's book coming out in September, October. So it's going to be my first children's book. I'm really excited about it. It's funny because it's still based on nonfiction. It's an interaction between my grandmother and I when I was a little girl. And I'm really excited about this. So we're about to give it to the illustrator, which is his oldest son. And because he has a comic book out. So, and when he heard about it, he's like, oh, I want to do the illustration. I was like, okay, baby, no problem. So, most of what I do currently is nonfiction. However, with that said, we're working on a collaboration right now. And it's fiction?
It's fiction.
It's fiction with nonfiction elements. So it's got some true elements thrown in there,
like urban contemporary.
Exactly. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, and that was actually going to be my next question. A collaboration between the two of you.
Yes.
So I'm glad you put that out there. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. Now, Lisa, do you have your website is linked to W.R. Franklin media site, right? Or
yes.
You have
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yes.
It's more of a page right now because I'm in school. So I'm not as active. I'm more behind the scenes right now, promoting him and trying to get him out there. I might do a quiet release of the children's book. I'm not really sure how I want to go about that just yet because, again, my focus is on getting him out there, getting him promoted. So you're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Definitely. Good. Oh, yes, we're looking for it. Now, Lisa, what's your favorite part of urban contemporary?
I would like to know that myself.
So,
Yeah.
So I know you're here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have two good favorite parts. It's the general overall honesty that he gives and that he writes about and how he was feeling. But the second one
There we go.
is the sex.
There's not a okay.
Hmm.
There's what, 1.5 sex scenes?
Okay. I still like him.
That's the part, though.
Did you just meet me?
I know. What was I thinking?
Didn't we spend a whole summer
we
on
did.
a movie
We
set?
did. Oh, yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Mm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh man, that's a good segue into the next thing
Right.
I wanted to say. You guys met on the. I got to pot this comment up. You know, said the sex.
The sex.
Yes.
Keisha knows me. She knows.
True indeed. So yes, for everybody that's checking the book out, it has a sex scene in there that Lisa likes.
1.5 sex scenes.
1.5 sex scene.
The half still counts.
The half still counts. Definitely. So I forgot my train of thought now. Oh yes. Oh, about the movie set. You guys met. Shout out to Mark A Cummings Sr. You know, Walk on Water Entertainment. Definitely shout out to him. A great dude. You know, very talented, amazing movies. The film When Three Become One. That's also on Amazon. Stream it.
Yes.
So for everybody that has Amazon Prime or just Amazon in period, just stream that movie. That's where the two of you met. And
and we're in the movie.
Yes.
She's a nurse. I'm concerned citizen number 2. And my car is in the movie more than I am.
Yes.
Shout out to Scarlett. She did great.
She did. Good job, Scarlett.
Good job, Scarlett.
Definitely. So how did that come about? I know you told the story before, but I mean, we can hear it. The audience here can hear it as well.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm having a personal summer.
So I ran sound on the movie, and my friend Oz Leon, IML Productions, he asked me, hey, you want to run sound on this movie I'm working on? Because I'd written screenplays for Oz before, so that's, we know each other through that. And I said, I don't know how to run sound. He said, don't worry about it, I'll teach you. And I didn't want to at first, and I said, okay, fine. And I only got to go to one pre-production meeting.
It was the last one.
Yeah, the last meeting. And I got to the meeting, didn't know anybody there because Oz was late. He had to do something. So I'm there like staring at everybody. I'm like, I don't know these people. But things moved along, taught me how to run sound, and I'm running sound. And the clacker girl was you're actually a production assistant, a PA.
That's what Mark likes to call me, but that's my official title. But I prefer clacker girl.
And right. So, we're in there, and it was a Sunday morning, I believe. And, we did a scene, and then we're breaking down to move to a different part of the building. And this lady walks by in scrubs. And I said, Oz, who's that? He said, oh, that's Lisa. I'm like, Lisa who? Lisa. No, her over there. He said, and he's laughing. He's like, that's Lisa. I'm like, the clacker Lisa? That's not Lisa. That is the little lady with the bun and the little glasses. That's not her. Because she had her hair down like this. And normally through the whole shoot, she had it pinned up because it was the summer. And I said, that's not the same woman. And I still have the picture. I run up and I got my phone. And I'm like, hey, Lisa, can I take a picture? And she's like, yeah. So I'm taking a picture with her. Like, I got my arm around her and she's smiling and I'm looking like this. Because I'm like, who is this? And so then, I'm silly, she's silly. So we're making jokes and stuff. I have no idea that that anybody noticed me. But I'm Mr. Low self-esteem. Anywho, so we and we're making, and I've got the microphone, so I'll hot mic you in a minute. And if I catch this
brother in his hot mic,
a conversation, and so we're standing there waiting for the scene to go, and I got the mic, and I put it over here. I'm listening to everything they're talking about. I never caught them talking about me until after we got together. There was a scene, and there was a lavalier mic in a car. Mm-hmm. So the director of photography is in there, and one of the actors in there driving, but I'm still running sound, and they forgot that there's a microphone in there. They're like, "Hey, why are they telling me what's going on with Wayne and Lisa? Why are they always leaving at the same time, coming in at the same time?" And I rolled up because I was following them in my car, so they could shoot. And I rolled the window down. I'm like, I hear you. And they're like, "You ain't supposed to be listening." I said, "Y'all ain't supposed to be talking about me." But
to be fair, like he said, my hair was pulled back in a bun, but because I was about to do my scene, my hair was down, it was straight. And if you don't know, like now it looks like my hair is short. My hair is actually really long. I had makeup on. So he was like, "Oh, can I take a picture?" I was like, "Oh, I don't have my lips on yet." He was like, There's lips. I forgot about that. So when you see me in the movie, my hair is down, my makeup is on, and I had to take my glasses off because like now you can see the glare from the light that we have on. And they're like, "Hey, can you see without your glasses?" "No." "Okay, what we need you to do is walk down this hall." "But I can't see." "Somebody just do one of these numbers. That's all I need to do. Let me know what room I'm supposed to walk into. I can't see without. If I had food right here and took my glasses off, I can't see it." So yeah, I'm blind. So I had to take my glasses off. And Wayne was like, "I got you. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Okay." So it was getting close to the end of the shoot, and I had gone on vacation with my best friend. Her name happens to be Lisa, and I was talking to Oz one day, and I was like, "Hey, he's kind of cute." And so from there, the rest is history. Oz, exchanged our numbers, and we started talking, and I mean, we've been like
inseparable
ever since. So it's been amazing. It's been great. We've had our ups and downs, but I wouldn't trade him for anything in the world.
Same here.
Is everything I have ever prayed for in a man, and then some. So just if just because I'm over 50 doesn't mean that it won't happen. So it takes time, it takes patience, it takes healing as well. So that's really, really important as well. Because Keisha tell you, I've been through the ringer, baby. I've been through it. And he by far he's so amazing. So to be able to be with someone who shares the same passions that you do with the writing and the creativity, and then he's got three boys, and it's 3 little versions of him. And to see the 5 of us together, you're not going to find a nerdier time than we're 5 nerds.
5 nerds, nerding out over movies and books and music.
Yes. Cartoons too.
And cartoons, I forgot. Yeah, cartoons.
We're big kids.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it needs to be more of this in our community, and because I want to say that that's also a good thing that, like, when you get on shows like the EFABU talk show, Usually on a lot of these panels, like you say, over 50, a lot of the women that are over 50, they get on these things, they're bitter, they ain't no men ain't never been good. All they whole 50 years of living, you know, and it's refreshing to hear perspective. You always have always good things to say about men. You're honest about your opinion. I mean, honest about your experiences, but you could do that without shitting on men and saying this and that. And that's always refreshing to hear. I'm glad an older woman can tell the younger women. And also know too that when you get older, you have more kind of humbling experiences and things like that. And that kind of helps you appreciate different types of men that maybe in your younger years you might have, that's a nerd, but then when you get a little older, you could appreciate a nerd because what else is out there that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and a lot of the younger women, I believe,
a lot about that last night too.
Oh yes, we did.
On the show, between y'all. Oh yeah, yes, indeed. Yeah.
Because they were, Mike was kind of blown away by the fact that I get up every morning because she leaves for work before I do, and I'll get up to make sure to walk her to her truck, and make sure that she's safe and everything, and she gets out, and then I go back in, and when I said it, I just happened to look at him, and he's going, he said, you don't get in the truck with her? I'm like, no, she's going to work. He's like, every morning? That's for the most part.
In the cold, because we live in Ohio, so we get snow sometimes in the winter. But every morning he walks me to my truck, and that's the thing about it is we're old school.
Yeah.
And even though it's light earlier now, he still walks me to my truck, and it's a safety thing. But then he's a gentleman, and I appreciate that. I know better than to touch that door. I like my fingers. Thank you very much. And he buys me flowers every week. So I mean, we do a lot of the old fashioned kind of thing, and it's appreciated. Some people look. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. Look, I like those manager special flowers, the ones that's half dead. Because they're cheap.
Yeah,
I'm a little cheap, and he's like,
Got to get the best.
But flowers are flowers. Yeah. Flowers are flowers. So, and that's the whole thing about it is that it's a mutual appreciation. It's a mutual love and understanding, because we came from relationships where we weren't appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually frowned upon to be who we are.
Yes.
But to have that freedom to be who we are, it's absolutely amazing.
Oh yes, that's good. That's beautiful. Definitely shout out to Rita, said nerds are cool. And you want to go back to this comment, Wolf, you were on her show. Yes, definitely shout out to Wolf if she's still listening. Also in Ohio. How was your experience on the Wolf Talk show or the Wolf podcast?
It was so long ago. I don't remember it ever coming out. I enjoyed the interview. I remember that, but I don't remember. I couldn't find it. And she said it'll be posted later. And then I never got to watch it again. But I did enjoy. I enjoyed my time on there. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was right. Yes, I was in the comment section on that one.
Yes.
Oh yes. Blending the best of the old and the new. Yes, true indeed.
I was shocked. Because I've watched the Southside Mike show multiple times, and I'm like, they're gonna clown me. They're gonna clown me for being a nerd, for being a Mike said, "See, the thing is, I respect that. You are a gentleman," and I was shocked. Like it wasn't an insult, but I was shocked. I was
shocking coming from him.
Wow.
Yeah, coming from him, it was really shocking.
Yeah. Southside Mike, man, definitely shout out to him. They speak their mind, but they're fair. They see things from a clear lens, because most guys they hard-headed and I say most guys, but the guys that appear that way, you know what I mean? But Southside Mike, they're just raw with their experiences, but they can appreciate
Yes.
Yes, definitely shout out to Lil Terry and Southside Mike. And Wolf said she's going to send it.
Okay, cool.
Definitely. Thank you. All
See?
right.
Definitely
So I
me
guess
too.
definitely. Before we wrap this up, anybody in the comment section, if you got some questions lingering, anybody that's on YouTube, that's on Twitch, anything that you're streaming on. I know most people are streaming on Facebook and people look at the replays on YouTube. But if you're listening now, definitely drop your comments and questions right now before we officially wrap it up. You get to talk to them again anyway because we're putting their information out. So if you just want to hit them on Instagram or email, whatever, you're welcome to do that too. I want to say again, get the book. If you haven't got, don't even talk to me if you don't have the book. I know you want to post a comment. Don't post one till you buy the book. Post the receipt, then post your comment. So that's how we're doing it.
But here's the good thing about it, because Wayne is also a screenwriter. So what he's going to do is write the screenplay so that it can be turned into a movie. I personally am excited about that. I can't wait.
Yes. And I also want to shout out to Libby Williams. She's an actress, been on many Tubi films. Wayne, you should definitely consider casting her for a role.
Libby
Williams. I'll send the EPK to. Yes. Definitely shout out to Libby Williams for all that. Everybody that's streaming, definitely follow Libby Williams on Facebook. I'll post the link out, so definitely do that. Is there anything that you left out of your book that you wish you hadn't?
For both of us? Oh,
no.
It says books. So that's
okay.
Yeah, either one. But we primarily putting the focus on urban contemporary, but Lisa also is you as well. Get in there, you want
to. Not really, because after I wrote it, I was like, because at that time, like Eric Jerome Dickey had a book out, and it was like this thick, and I was sitting there going, my book's not going to sell because it's not. There's not that much information in it, right? Because my book is quite thin, but I had to tell myself, you got the whole story out. Mm-hmm. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You did this. I did it for me, and I got everything out that I needed. So I didn't think there wasn't anything that I didn't put in there that I wish I had. Now the sequel, oh yeah, there's a lot going in that one. That one's going to be so far, that one's going to be much, much darker, much more info. Yeah, it's not going to be completely different because the same characters, but it's definitely taking a darker turn.
Oh yes. Okay. I was going to ask about a sequel. I'm glad you put that out there.
And I wasn't going to do a sequel. I was like, because I'm a movie geek and I hate sequels. Yeah. There are very few sequels that I care for. And I was like, there's no way I'd do a sequel to this. Somebody talked me into it. Because I was like, she asked me, I said, I'll never do a sequel to this. But the more things that happened, it just made more sense, because I wanted to write a TV show. The Issa Rae show she had on HBO, slipping my mind. But I wanted to write like a series, a limited series like that. But all the stuff that I was going to put in there, she's like, you can just put that in the sequel to Urban Contemporary. And it made much more sense and made it easier for me to write it. So that idea for the TV show became what the sequel is going to be.
Definitely. That's definitely a good idea to do it that way. Definitely shout out to Lisa. Oh yes. How was the publishing process for putting out your books? Was it hard? Was it hard for you, at least for what you were doing?
Well, for me, it was difficult because I wrote the book and I'm like, yeah, it's done. Literally, I had a stack of legal pads this tall, and then I converted it over to typewritten pages, stacked like this, stuck in a shoebox, stuck it under my bed because I didn't know what to do with it.
Yes.
And one day we're in the bookstore, and this was 97, 98, and there's a sign on the shelf that said "Get published today." And I looked it up, and back then it was $99 I could get it published. And that's what I did at that point. I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do, and got it published, and still didn't go any further. But learning more about publicity is Lisa, because she she's got 2 books out, and she's been through all this, and I had no idea what to do. So the reason that everything's ramping up now, I give that to Lisa, because I wouldn't have known what to do. It had just continued to be, Wayne wrote a book.
I like how you said, and I wrote a book.
Right, exactly. That was it. That was my claim to fame. Hey, how you doing? I wrote a book. So on Amazon. And I was like, that's the end. I'm like, that's right.
Oh yes, true indeed, true
And
indeed.
to answer his question, it's not hard. It depends. Well, yeah, it is a lot easier now. It also depends on how you want to go about it. Because for me, when I wrote my books, I didn't want my message to get left on the cutting room floor. I wanted to maintain all control. So I had to decide, do I want to go with the big house or do I want to do it myself? And you have to weigh those pros and cons, because if you publish it yourself, you are 100% responsible for everything, the getting it out there, the marketing, the advertising, PR, I mean, everything. But if you allow a big house to do it, you might get an advance, but it might sit on the shelf for 2-3 years. And I didn't want that to happen, because when you put your heart into something and now it's on the back of somebody's shelf, me personally, I'm going to do a little attitude. So it just depends on how you, which direction you want to go, and having great people like you, Jay, as PR, and for me being around and talking to people. And I'm not as outgoing as people think I am. I'm really an introvert. Yeah, it's painful. Whatever.
It's easier to talk on here than it just being around. Yeah.
That's true. But in order to sell books, you have to be free. I'll be in a library. Hey, are you looking for a good book to read? Hey, why don't you go ahead and pick this one up? Because I make sure that we are accessible to everybody. And everybody can't always afford to pay for a book. Everybody doesn't have Kindle. So, and I'm notorious for just giving away a book. Yeah. So, there's that too. And then the marketing part, like your marketing is very important. On the back of both of our vehicles are QR codes. And because people are nosy, inherently, you won't take a snapshot of something.
Oh yeah, I've got a Urban Contemporary T-shirt. The cover's on the front, on the back, the QR code is like this big. And every time I'm going someplace, she's like, "Put your shirt on." And inevitably, I took my son to the movies. We went to watch the movie, and we're getting popcorn, and the people behind the counter are like, "What's on your back?" And I turn around, and everybody snaps it, and it takes them to the website.
That happened at Walmart. Remember, we were getting groceries, and
we walked out, and that thing,
So, I mean, because people are nosy and they want to know. And then people think, oh, I know an author. Baby, it's a lot of work to get to be a bestseller, but persistence and hard work and a great team, you can get there. I mean, you truly can. So I think the biggest thing is it's not always what you know, but who you know.
And we know you.
Yeah. Oh, we know you.
Thank you for definitely thank you for getting us both out there.
Yes. Because I've known Jay for years at this point. So that's how it can be so easy to be like, hey, try Jay. So yeah.
Definitely. And I want to circle back around to Nikisha's question again too. Before I even go there, definitely that's high praise. I definitely appreciate you guys for saying that. And Lisa, definitely it's been an honor, knowing you all these years. And I still remember having you on the 2 Blog Talk radios, the one on Kim's network, and then I had you on mine with Barbara the Country Cleaning Lady. It was one of our best shows on the Blacktopia radio. Yes. And I want to say, but the reason I brought this question back, because it got me thinking. Now, Lisa, with yours being nonfiction, Is there anything in the book that you wish you probably would have omitted? Like, did you get any blowback for anything, or did you get anybody? Hey, why you tell people about me or something? Did it happen or?
No, actually, no, because obviously for legal reasons, you have to change names. The only names that were real are my best friend, whose name is Lisa, and my children's names. But everybody else, Keisha is mentioned in there, but I don't know if I named her at all. But for the most part, no criticism, no pushback, no blowback, no anything. If it was going to happen, it probably would have happened with the first book, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So I was waiting on it. I was waiting on it. So, but it didn't happen. In fact, I have a lot of people that want the sequel.
Okay. Definitely. I was wondering that.
Good for you.
Definitely. And Wolf said both of you check your Facebook Messenger. So I guess she sent the links.
Okay, cool.
All right. Now we're going to wrap this up. So I'm going to give y'all one more chance to get your questions and comments out, because we got to go. We got other stuff to do. We got books to write and stuff to promote. So we'll allow a few more. I want to say, while we're waiting for anybody to say anything else, please plug everything: websites, future books, present, past books, anything, shows, boop, boop, wop, wop, everything. Post
it. What? W.R. Franklin. Oh, I thought I was like I said something wrong. WRFranklinmedia.weebly.com should get you to everything, information about Lisa, information about urban contemporary, and information about my son, and examples of different things that I've written. That's the main one that'll pull everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In our podcast, which we need to do another episode, is called I'm Just Saying. And once I figure out how to go live, we'll go live. But we've taped the two that we've done. We taped them, and we get feedback. Oh, put another one out. So I'm working on learning the ins and outs of doing it live like this.
Definitely. I think it's actually better to do the pre-recorded shows because you can cut and paste, you can just kind of do more with it. But live is good too. You can do the interactions and stuff.
Right. Yes. That's why we want to try to do a live one, just for the interaction like this. And one day I'm going to sit down and figure it all out so we can do it.
Definitely.
And I'm working on screenplay, working on the sequel, and I have another book coming out. And Mo, you have
my children's book that's coming out this fall. And again, we're collaborating on a book. So I'm really excited to see how that one turns out. Exciting. I actually have a chapter that has been brewing for about a week, but I'm in school and finals took precedence. I can't wait to sit down and write this chapter.
Yes, definitely true. Yes, true indeed. All right. Well, everybody got their questions out. We thank everybody for tuning in, listening, streaming. We got some more episodes of the Session Podcast coming very soon. So we usually do them on Mondays, sometimes on Wednesdays, but starting later on in the month, I'm going to just be randomly doing them. Like, we're just going to do pop-up shows with different people. So stay tuned. And so, yes, if you want to advertise, info@themediablast.net. All right. You don't have to go home, but you got to get off this thing. Good night.
Hey,
bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know how to turn